North Korea has been moving missiles. According to South Korea's defense minister, missiles with considerable range have been moved to its east coast. Now, this report comes hours after North Korea's military warned that it had been authorized to attack the U.S. using smaller, lighter nuclear weapons. This could be a claim that North Korea has improved its nuclear technology, or just that they're bluffing. Joining us to discuss this is Tim Shorrock, a journalist who's been covering North Korea for over 30 years. Tim, thanks for joining us. I want to ask you how much of North Korea's recent threats, which we keep hearing about on the media and everywhere really, are really just rhetorical.
Well, they're rhetorical because an attack by North Korea on the United States would be national suicide for North Korea. On the other hand, they're sounding off in a real way about what they consider to be a real threat to themselves and what they will do about it. And so it's a very serious situation, but I would not say that we're in imminent danger of going into a war at this time.
Right. And so, the United States has, done a variety of steps. I think last week they sent the fighters over, the jets, the bombers, I guess is what they're called. And then more recently they've been trying to assert their power. What do you make of where this is headed? I mean, a lot of people talk about North Korea as a threat. North Korea makes a lot of threats, as we've seen this week. But have they ever successfully actually launched a long-range missile?
They have launched and tested missiles of different variety. Some of these tests have worked, some have not. They do have the capability to fire long-range missiles. The key question is whether they have the capability to put a nuclear device, weaponized device, on a missile and shoot it at the United States. And it's pretty much a consensus that they do not have that capability. So when they say they're about to launch a nuclear attack, that is definitely rhetoric because they do not have that capability.
Right.
But they have the capability to do a lot of damage in South Korea against people in South Korea as well as U.S. forces there.
Right, and that's perhaps why U.S. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel is saying that we need to be taking these threats seriously, not just the ones that were made to Guam and to South Korea, but also to the U.S. mainland.
Well, that's right, but that's where I think this rhetoric comes in because they do not have missiles at this time to hit the U.S. mainland. And I think that we have to look at what the United States is saying as well with lots of grains of salt. You have to remember when you send a B-52 that's nuclear capable and a B-2 from Missouri that's nuclear capable, you're carrying out, in effect, you're showing them that this is the mock nuclear strike. We're ready to do this. And, that's a pretty dangerous signal to say, and I think that's a pretty dangerous game for the Obama administration to be playing at this time. And it's very important to look at what the White House has been saying in the last 36 hours, which is basically, we want to tone this down. We want to pull back. The Wall Street Journal has a very good story today saying, U.S. dials back on Korean show of force. They're afraid this is going to lead into a confrontation and may have overstepped their bounds, I think.